Yes, it is. Welcome into another episode of the Only Bets podcast. Follow us on Twitter at OnlyBetsPod. I'm Kevin Monroe, joined again by a former bookie, Vegas insider. We got Sig on the show again. What's going on, Sig?
Not too much. As always, thank you for the invite, gentlemen. Good to be here.
Yes, sir. Now, how'd your weekend turn out last weekend? Units? You get any units?
No, horrible. I had the farm bet on Wake Forest. I will never do that again. Yeah,
that was a rough one. We'll get into that in a second. And third on the mic, as always, we got the Michigan man, the one and only Basement Dog. What's going on, dog?
Yo, what up, boys? How we doing? It's good to be back, fresh off a Michigan win week. I'm happy this week. Let's go.
All right, so you got flushed out all the demons last week. They come to handle their business, and on to the next one, huh?
There we go. We're still alive. Very, very, very much alive after last week. So I'm excited to talk about that.
Yeah, let's hop into last week. Again, in a normal season, it felt like that was kind of a down slate, and once again, it delivers. Michigan State goes down. Wake Forest goes down, and upsets all over the board. Auburn goes down. Ohio State got all they could from Nebraska. Alabama got all they could handle from LSU. It was another great week. Stopping to that Michigan State loss. Purdue, again, that's all they do. That's every win they have is just over a top 5 team, and then when it comes to playing Minnesota's and the Illinois of the world, they don't handle their business.
They say Purdue, they were showing that stat during the game that they have the most win, like they have the most top 5 wins being unranked ever of all time. Something crazy. Like they've had like 17 wins.
By a lot too.
Yeah. They pretty much dominated that game too, honestly. It was never really, you kind of thought they were going to weasel in the back, like in the end there, but no, Purdue, kept it strong, and it was good to see. Obviously helped out my Wolverines quite a bit. And I actually did watch this full game. So it was a pretty good game. They kind of shut down, what's his face? Kenneth Walker for the most part. So, and David Bell is just a stud, dude. He's like unguardable.
Yeah, I think is it O'Connell? He had 536 yards passing.
Yeah, 40 for 50. Yeah, 40 for 54 with 536 and 3. Like just a hell of a game. And Kenneth Walker still had 136 and 1, but it just felt like, I don't know, that's probably a decent game against someone like him,
Yeah, I agree.
They just could.
That seemed like good. They seemed like they kept him in check.
Yeah, which is crazy to say. He had 6 yard to carry, but he just didn't dominate the game. They just produced pass game. I mean, Michigan State's corners and shit obviously are terrible. I mean, Michigan put up like 400 on them last week. So,
yeah, that seems to be the formula going forward. Is just aired out against Michigan State. So we'll see how they handle the rest of the schedule. But you're correct. Michigan is very much alive in the Big Ten now. Obviously, a big one this weekend with Penn State. We'll hop into that. But that Big Ten East is wide open right now between those 3 teams.
Yeah, and it looks like Penn State's very gettable, and Ohio State, when they play someone who's halfway decent, struggles. So, they're definitely gettable this year. I like it.
Stig, let's hop into the other big upset I forgot to mention. Baylor. What happened to your Golden Bears?
Yeah, well, see, they were on the road though. They were on the road. They're a different team on the road.
I don't think I heard that. Okay. I don't think I heard that last week, Stig.
What?
Little Monday morning quarterback action here.
No,
huh?
I feel like that's like a Brocktober thing. You know what I mean? When Baylor's at home, they're a different team, and they were on the road. So
that's odd, Sig.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was.
I rode with you on Baylor too, so you're gonna have to apologize.
Well,
for me.
I do apologize. I apologize to anyone listening and you two for the whole Wake Forest fiasco. I just proved my point that Wake Forest is a trash team. I actually watched this game, and I was thoroughly impressed by the absolute lack of defense by either team. I have never seen defenses so bad in my whole life. That was the worst defenses I've ever seen, let alone by 2 teams. Horrible. And, Wake Forest cost me so much damn money, it's not even funny. I had to go get a second job this week just because they were threatening to evict me after that Wake Forest and Baylor games.
Yeah, I think we need to talk about. I think we need to talk about how Zeman was all over Wake Forest, like having a shot. Do you still feel the way, Z?
No, I actually took UNC last week, even though Wake Forest is my team. But yeah, no, they're out. The thing that I heard that's really weird is that didn't count as a conference game for whatever reason.
I don't know what that was either, because they're in like different. What is the whole deal with that?
I don't know. I mean, they're two ACC teams, but somehow Wake is technically still undefeated in the ACC. So, yeah, they were my team. They're out now. You lose. I mean, that's a playoff game. November games are playoff games. You get into the heart of the conference schedule. Every game's a playoff game. So they're out. I gave them the credit when they deserve the credit. But, yeah, like I said, I was on UNC last week. It was a good win.
Yeah. Can we talk about our records? I went 8-12, so pretty bad.
Yeah, records from last week. We all had pretty much the same picks on a lot of games. So I was 9-11. Forney was 8-11, and Sig was 9-11. So
a lot of games that could have, close lot. A lot of bad beats last week, honestly. A lot of weird ones. Definitely a lot of ones I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, I was out of the state, so luckily I had very limited. Put in a couple bets before I left, so that saved me from losing a lot of units. I happened to be in Lincoln, Nebraska, where Ohio State, I was very sure they were going to win that game by more than 14, but Nebraska, again, they hung around.
Yeah, I think we were all in Ohio State, but I think Sig kind of made the point that, like, we're all in Ohio State, so Nebraska's probably going to cover, so they did what they did. I think Nebraska is a decent team. It's crazy their inability to win a close game. It's nuts. I don't know how they can't figure it out. They've been in so many games. Michigan State, Michigan, Ohio State. I know there's one more in there for sure, but those
Oklahoma,
Illinois, obviously the first game of the year. Like, God, Oklahoma, right? Z. They just, I don't know what it is. Why is it Martinez or is it Frost or is it a little bit of sprinkle of both of them? I guess.
I think it's both.
Yeah, Martinez is bad.
I think they just for whatever reason he cannot handle going in to take the lead. It's the most Nebraska thing I've ever seen. He drives them all the way down the field. They get into the red zone, they stall, and then they miss the field goals. The most Nebraska thing I've ever seen.
Like, he overthrew a guy that was like 4 yards wide open. He overthrew him by like 6 yards. Just the easiest throw ever.
It's a 4-year starter. We all could go in the backyard right now and make that throw 10 times out of 10. Just plant your feet and throw the fucking ball.
It was crazy.
He just throws off his back foot. It's insane. Frost got himself another year, weaseled out another year. He has to have a new quarterback, or you might as well just fire him now.
Yeah, did you see they took some of his money though?
Yeah,
they were like,
he's got the heart.
That was the only.
They were like, you can stick around, but you're going to have to pay us to stick around. So we're going to take $1 million from you, but you'll get another year.
Yeah, he's got the Harbaugh contract. He's just better fucking win or you're out. Yeah. Harbaugh's kind of doing it this year, so maybe put him under the fires. Maybe that's what they need. Get a little of that comfort. What's the word I'm looking for? You know what I'm trying to say.
I think it's a good thing for Nebraska fans. They gave him one more year, even if I know a lot of Nebraska fans didn't want him back. But if he gets fired this year, then the entire rest of Nebraska fans' lives, they're going, what if? Like, what one season without Adrian Martinez? How does it look? So I'm glad they get that. And obviously, if he fails again next year, then it's on Frost. But if somehow they make a bowl game, they start improving, then you can totally blame it on Martinez. He's going to be a pretty good scapegoat if they can turn that around.
He technically could be back next year, too. Isn't he going to be back?
He could, but it would be career suicide if he's on that. If he starts that for that team next year.
I would love to see Rattler transfer there. That'd be fucking hilarious.
I think it'd be hilarious, too, but he's not very good with 4 and 5 star wide receivers, so I can't imagine what he'd be with a bunch of, 5.0 40 speed
right
guys, a bunch of white guys running around.
So, yeah, if that was Nebraska just doing what they could have a chance to win, but their special teams, once again, is just horrific. Their kickers should just be escorted off the campus. Just
their
bad.
Backup kicker, too. They already got rid of their meth head first-string kicker.
Yeah, just...
Does that win or does that close game by Ohio State make you a little bit more confident?
They have been all year. Like, obviously, they went on that little run a few weeks ago, but the teams they were playing were terrible. And once they played good teams, obviously Oregon beat them, Nebraska. Who's the other? They had another close win in there. I can't remember the name of them right off the top of my head. But yeah, once they play
Penn State.
Yeah, Penn State. Once they play a team that's halfway decent, they struggle. So yeah, Michigan has a chance this year. This is their year. It still is frustrating that they lost to Michigan State how they did, but we're still alive, so I love it.
Sig, any other takeaways from last week?
No, not really. Just a bad week for me.
Wisconsin looked good.
Yeah, they did. They looked good. It's such a weird ass year that the supposed good teams looked bad for a bunch of weeks, and now all of a sudden the new supposed to be good teams are looking bad, and the old good teams that look like crap are starting to look good again, like Wisconsin. So I don't know what the hell's going on.
Can we talk about how Cincinnati's trash? I mean, come on, Tulsa. They should have lost. Tulsa fucked up there at the end.
Yeah, that quarterback, that's one of the most egregious mistakes I've ever seen when you have a top 6 team on the ropes. So I agree. Cincinnati, someone's going to get them at some point.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
They still have a couple. They have SMU, don't they, in Houston on their schedule, I think? SMU for sure, I believe.
I think they still have Houston, and then they'll probably play Houston again in the conference championship. So,
SMU
how
and
close
Houston
they've been playing.
Yeah, they're decent teams.
You can't fuck around with those teams and expect to win. So, Borny, I didn't get a chance to watch Michigan. How'd they look?
They looked like Michigan. They dominated the game, but only scored 29 points. They had fucking 4 red zone field goals once again. They are second in the nation behind Colorado State with red zone field goals. Not a stat you want to have.
Yeah,
they're it's bad. That just shows their ability to move the ball, but they can't score when they get in the red zone. It's crazy, but nonetheless, what's the saying? Whatever. I don't know what it is. Cade looked fine. 2 touchdowns. Did what he had to. A running game. Haskins career high, 168 in score. Corum got hurt in that game. I think he probably is going to be okay, but it's just one of those games where you probably didn't need him. We had a couple of injuries, a couple of receivers get hurt. Doesn't sound like anything's too serious as of now, but defense looked great. Stepped up again. Our 2 defensive ends, Hutchinson and Udo, are studs, so I'm excited. Big game coming up against Penn State. It's nice they dominated that game, even though they only scored 29. It was never in question. So, yeah, Indiana's got that quarterback. I think is gonna be good, but he's pretty raw right now, as our buddy would say.
Very raw.
So yeah, it was a good game. It was a good night game. I was still a little, didn't break anything, so that's always a plus. Want to talk about your Ducks? Quack quack.
I do. Completely ended Jimmy Lake's very short and disappointing tenure at Washington. Cristobal was so far in his dome that Jimmy Lake's on the sideline smacking and pushing his own player. There's so much fucking pressure on him. Absolutely loved it. Not a great start, but we were playing in a monsoon. Anthony Brown at this point throws an interception. We spot him, 9 points. Give him a touchdown and a safety. And then once Oregon scored the touchdown to make it 10-9, I knew it was over. Our running back Travis Dye, he had more rushing yards than Washington had total yards as an offense. And Jimmy Lake sounds like he's gone. So very, very happy with the win. Afterwards, Cristobal, I think he let it leak out, but someone took a video of him in the locker room after the win, completely buried Washington and pissed on their graves. So big win, love it. I fucking hate Washington. I said it last week. Covered the spread, kind of like Michigan. The score's a little uglier than it should have been, but still got the win, control the game. And they tried to run up the score with 10 seconds left. So I fucking loved everything about it last weekend.
Yeah, I did not watch everything that game. But yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's a good win for Oregon. They're still number 3. So yeah, good for you, bud. Or they actually moved up. They moved up, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, they're number 3. And then one other game, Alabama looked like complete shit against LSU. If LSU had any kind of offense, they had so many chances to score and put Bama out of their.
Maybe you're right. See, maybe Bama isn't that great. Maybe they're just they play. Look at Florida. Florida's got destroyed by South Carolina.
That is such a bad loss. I think Mullen's gone after.
Yeah, he's
Can't
probably
lose to South Carolina, right?
Yes, I think they've been playing better, but still, South Carolina's not very good. But it just shows you Bama played Florida. This season's goofy, man. It's a very odd season. Everyone but Georgia's just been, hasn't been great. They've had a couple bad weeks. Georgia's clearly the number 1 right now.
Yeah, they're the only team that's blowing people out every single week. You look at Oklahoma; they have a bunch of close games. Oregon does. Ohio State. When they play somebody with a pulse, they do. So
yeah,
it's interesting. Texas A&M they're right there. If Bama slips up one more time, they're going to the SEC championship game. So it'll be interesting. Yeah. They have a big one this week as well.
One more game I wanted to bring up just because we're here. How bad Iowa has become. Their offenses. They benched their quarterback 5. They're terrible, dude. 17-12 against. How do they score 17 points against Northwestern?
Right.
That's insane.
It's embarrassing, dude. Whatever. I had to bring it up. How even myself were talking how good they were, but when you have a turnover margin like that, and all of them almost pick sixes or shit, it just shows you what happens when your offense can't do anything against a decent defense.
I would like to say that I did. I sniffed them out as a turd in the punch bowl week 1, so I just want to go on record.
I just thought it was one of those Iowa years, bro. I just thought it had the feel.
Never had the offense. They need a good rushing attack, and they usually have one guy that can get open, for those bombs. But they just their quarterback's so bad. I think they are starting the new kid this week, if I believe.
Yeah. Oh, and I just had to point out. Every time I pick Iowa State to win or lose, just go with it because I read them like a book right now, baby. They blew out Texas at home. Easiest pick.
Another blown halftime lead by Texas. I don't know if you guys have. I know Borney has, but Sig, I don't know if you saw the video of the Texas defensive line coach on the bus after the game.
No, I did not.
Oh my! I'll send it to you later. It's the classic. They're all on the bus playing grab ass after they just got waxed by Iowa State. And he tells a lot of people they should probably transfer out. A lot meaner words than I just said. So I love seeing stuff like that. You got a couple anti-football pussies that obviously are like, oh, you can't yell at kids like that. Well, guess what? They're making fucking money now. So if you want to be treated like an adult, you can act like one after you get your ass handed to you.
Yeah, interesting.
Just my opinion.
No, I agree.
I love it.
Interesting. I did not see that, but they are that I can't. I'm surprised that coach is still there. I'm surprised they haven't ran him out on rails yet.
Well, he just got there. It's Sark.
Hey, Sid, wake up, bud. Sark, baby. Year 1, dog.
It don't matter. I'm surprised they still didn't run him out.
I know. You're not wrong. Texas, they don't. Very short leash in Texas.
Yeah, very short.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure the SEC is thrilled about Texas's performance this year.
Dude, they don't give a fuck. They bring in so much money. They're like,
they're thrilled about that money.
It's like it's like the Cubs, dude. They bring it. They could be terrible and they still get fans. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Anyways, that's all I have for last week. We can probably move on. It was a fun week.
Yeah, another fun week, college football. This week, a lot of good games, a lot of ranked games, a lot of playoff games. I said it earlier, when you get into the heart of conference schedule and, your top 10 in the playoff rankings right now, every week is just a playoff game. So let's hop into it. What is this? A Thursday night game? Very interesting Thursday night game. We got North Carolina traveling to Heinz Field, taking on the Pittsburgh Panthers. Pittsburgh favored by 7 at home.
Go ahead. What do you have here, Sig?
I got Pittsburgh on this one. North Carolina, they're coming off that Wake Forest win. They're going to be, plus it's a short week. Well, it's a short week for both of them, but I think North Carolina is still going to have that hangover from beating Wake Forest. I'm going to take Pittsburgh at home.
Yeah, I like Pittsburgh here as well, Sig. Pittsburgh coming off that loss last week to whoever the fuck it was. I can't remember the top of my head. I had a Pittsburgh winning last week, and they did not. Or no, they did. They did.
They did.
I'm thinking. Sorry, I'm confused. Yeah, give me Pittsburgh at home. North Carolina is a bad team on the road, and yeah, like you said, a lot of points this week. Short week. I love Pitt here. Give me Pittsburgh. It's at -6.5 right now, so I like
even better.
Yes, I got opening. Oh, it's at 7 right now. It opened at 6.5. So, but yeah. Anyways, give me Pitt.
Yeah, I liked. I was on UNC last week. That defense was on the field for a long time, giving up a lot of points to Wake. I think they're going to be a little gas. I like Pittsburgh at home, night environment, big game. So I'm with you guys. Give me Pitts.
Yeah, Pitt. North Carolina is 0-3 on the road this year. So. And they're 0-3 against the spread on the road. So there's a good stat for you.
Nice.
There you go. It's a beautiful stat.
Yeah, give me. I thought they were a terrible road team. So, yeah, easy enough.
There you go. Let's take it down the SEC. We got the Mississippi State Bulldogs going to Auburn. Auburn coming off a tough loss last week. Auburn -5.5 at home. Mississippi State's an interesting team. We'll see if this is a bounce back game for Auburn. I think it is. So I'm going to go with Auburn -5.5. Don't feel great about it.
Yeah, it's a pretty gross one for me as well. Auburn, they were playing decent before last week, and then last week, I don't know what happened. They looked terrible. Mississippi State, both teams are pretty average against spread and average teams. But since they're the home team, it's at 6. I'll take Auburn at home -6, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I don't feel great about it.
No.
But if you're gonna make me pick, I'll take Auburn at home.
I agree with everything you said. It's either pick is not does not make you feel warm and fuzzy inside, but I think Auburn playing at home. I'll take the Auburn Tigers also -5.5 at home on this one. Mississippi State that's another team you just don't know what you're going to get from week to week, but I think they played their best football at the beginning of the season, and I think Auburn will take care of business at home.
Yeah, you coming off 3 points, you're going to score some points this week against a defense that's not as great as Texas A&M, apparently.
Right.
So, yeah. Yep. Z, who'd you have in that game? Did you take Auburn too, Z?
Yeah, I did. That's 2 clean sweeps in a row. I don't like it already.
Yeah, not good.
All right, let's go to the Big Ten nap game of the week. There's some other.
Oh, can I guess your nap game? Sorry.
Well, yeah. Let me. I was going to say there's a lot of nap games this week in the Big Ten, so I left the very shitty ones off the board. This one's still shitty, but it might be relevant, I guess.
Is it Iowa, Minnesota?
Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner.
Yeah. I was going to say, I was going to say Northwestern, Wisconsin, because that's another napper. But when you said this game is kind of important, it's definitely Iowa, Minnesota. Yeah.
Yep. So Iowa -5.5 at home. Another, as the basement dog puts it, very disgusting game.
Such a gross game, dude.
How are we feeling on this one?
I don't know with this backup quarterback. If their backup quarterbacks cannot be as bad as Petrus, I would imagine. Iowa at home, but Iowa's a different team at home during the afternoon. It's 2:30 kickoff. The fans, that stadium will be a little pat rocking. Minnesota just got beat, didn't they? Yeah, they just got beat by Illinois. Yeah, that's horrible. 14-6. They're weird. Yeah. Against that's.
Were they playing softball or what were they playing?
That was a horrible game. And Iowa just. I don't know what to make of this.
Imagine sitting through that for 3.5 hours.
Seriously, but they're a weird team because the week before that they've been scoring points. They had 4 wins. They rattled off 4 wins in a row against Purdue, Nebraska, Maryland, Northwestern, and then they get beat by Illinois. It's crazy. So I don't know. I guess I'll take Iowa at home. I think maybe this backup quarterback is better, and I think their defense is still good. So I'll take Iowa.
Sig, you got anything on that one?
This is a disgusting game. I agree with Borney on the backup quarterback cannot. I feel like he cannot be worse than Petrus has been. That dude, you talk about missing open throws. Him and Martinez, if you set them two next to each other and neither one could hit the broadside of a fucking barn door. So, I'm going to take Iowa at home on this one, only because they're home. What I may do, just because this is such an ugly, nasty game, I'm going to for sure take the over on this. It's set at 37.5. And I feel like they're actually going to score not much more than this, but, I could see a 20-18 game, and that would be your over. So I'm definitely going to take the over on this. I will pick Iowa for the show, but I don't know if I'm going to throw any money on it.
Yeah, no, you'd have to be a complete degenerate. But if you are a complete degenerate, then we're throwing you our picks. So I hate that we've picked 3 games in a row all the same, especially after last week. But Iowa at home, I love backup quarterbacks in their first game, so give me Iowa. Again, just a terrible fucking game, but the Big Ten West is still on the line, so we got to talk about it.
Yeah, if I probably would have taken Minnesota if it wasn't for that showing against Illinois last week, because they were rolling. They were 4-0 or 5-0, and they covered the spread in all those weeks. So, but that showing last week was just, how do you explain that against Illinois? Like, you score 6 points at home against Illinois. It's embarrassing. So yeah. How do
you beat a team like Purdue, who obviously just beat Michigan State, but then they lost to Bowling Green?
I know, it's college football, dude.
They lost to Bowling
spots
Green.
Are like a real thing in college.
It's insane. Yeah. So I guess we're all reluctantly on the Hawkeyes there. We'll just keep it in Iowa. Borney, who's our pick for? Who am I betting on the Iowa State Texas Tech game? Texas Tech getting 10.5 at home.
I would say Texas Tech. Texas Tech all day. This is definitely a bet against Iowa State game. This is a meaningless game. I think it's meaningless. Does this game have any relevance in the Big 12?
I don't think so.
If it does,
I guess technically Iowa State's still alive, but
yeah. But no, this is Texas Tech all day at home. Iowa State coming off a big win at home against Texas. This is a classic Iowa State letdown. Give me Texas Tech and a lock at home. Maybe even Texas Tech money line if we're getting frisky with it. So yeah, I love Texas.
I like it.
I love Texas Tech here. Not an official money line pick, but sprinkle it.
Yeah, half a unit.
Mm-hmm.
Seg, you got anything on this one?
No, I agree with everything he said. When I saw the 10.5, I was surprised at that. It's too much, man. 10.5 is too much.
We need to make a signature. I agree with everything he said.
I agree with everything he said.
That's my favorite.
I agree with everything you just said. 10.5 is too much. Texas Tech at home. Iowa State let down. Yeah, Texas Tech. I don't know if they'll win, but yeah, definitely take them 10.5 points at home.
They are coming off a bye, Texas Tech, so that helps, I think.
There you go. We love that stat. Coming off a bye, baby.
After a kind of a bad loss to OU, 52-21 at OU, though, and then a loss to Kansas State the week before that. But yeah, coming off a bye, regroup, and beat up on Iowa State. At least cover the spread. So
the dog just said it. He said he reads Iowa State like a book, but I'm going to take Iowa State.
Whoa.
All right. That's fine. The line opened at 11. It's at 10.5, so people are obviously betting Texas Tech here. So we'll see.
Yeah, I just I can't trust Texas Tech. They already got rid of their coach. I think, coming off a bye, I'm not sure. Iowa State's they can technically still get the Big 12 championship game. So every game's a must win for them. So every game's a must win for them. So
okay.
Every game's a must win for them. So every game's a must win for them. So every game's a must win for them. So fucking top 5 matchup. We got Miami going to Florida State, 2 programs that are shells of what they once were. It's another ugly game.
Yeah. 2 teams that used to be relevant right now. Neither team is relevant this season anyway. Last couple seasons, but it's always a close game. Miami, Florida State, you go back to the 80s and the missed wide left 4 years in a row. I'm going to take Florida State. I'm going to take the points, and I'm going to take Florida State money line only because it's Florida State versus Miami at Florida State. Florida State's going to win.
All right, simple enough. I've been liking this Tyler Van Dyke guy. He won 2 games in a row that he shouldn't. Breathe a little bit of life back into the program, so I'm going to go with Miami. Just can't trust Florida State. I mean, after they fucked everybody on that Clemson game, I can't bet, like, willingly put money on them again. So give me Miami.
Yeah, I'm on Miami as well. Sorry, this is another. Everyone's on this. I guess even went to green last game, but yeah, I like Miami. Miami's been playing had a couple, right off 3 wins in a row against NC State, Pitt, and Georgia Tech. Not bad. At Pitt was a kind of a nice win, and they were 10-point dogs. They snuck away there. So yeah, give me Miami. Florida State's bad. I like the over in this game as well. I think it's a good overplay. Both bad defenses. Should see some scoring in this game. So yeah, give me Miami. And if you're going to do something else, bet the over.
I do like the over now that you mentioned it. 61. I agree. Both defenses aren't very good. So, all right, we'll go runner up to relevant nap game of the week in the Big Ten. We got Maryland going to Michigan State. Michigan State, tough loss last week. Either a bounce back spot or they're just going to slide. They are favored by 13 at home. Can't bet Maryland. Can't bet Tua's little brother. So I think it's a bounce back spot. I think Kenneth Walker goes crazy. Give me Michigan State.
Yep, I like it. Michigan State bounce back game. They're still have a shot, just like Borney said earlier about Michigan and Ohio State. They still have to play for. Tua's little brother stinks. Maryland stinks. Michigan State's going to come out. They're going to be pissed off. They're playing at home, and they're going to put a beat down on Maryland. I'm going to take Michigan State 13 and take that all day.
Yeah, I like. I think everyone's probably on the same Michigan State. Maryland can't. They can't. Their offense is throwing the ball, and Michigan State has a terrible pass defense. But I think Maryland's.
That's true. We did bring that up.
I don't know. Maryland can't throw the ball around, but Tua's gonna. He's loves throwing interceptions. So Michigan State has a. I don't know. Well, I should say their defense. I think is going to maybe cause a couple turnovers. This is Tua, but they are bad. I think this is another good over game. 60. Michigan State's Kenneth Walker probably because he's going to have like 3 or 4 touchdowns this game. He's a beast, and I think Maryland's going to move the ball on him. It's what Michigan State does. They let teams get into the red zone and then they tighten up. But I think Maryland's going to score some points, and obviously Michigan State is. So give me Michigan State, and if you're going to bet it, bet the over. I don't know. Yeah, I think Michigan State will cover. It's a decent number. I think they can win by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, at home, yeah. Back, like I said, bounce back spot. Real quick, we'll go out west. We'll go Arizona State going to Washington. Washington plus 5.5. I love the number. Give me Arizona State. Washington is in complete turmoil right now. Not sure if their coach is fired. He's suspended for this week. Their offense is dog shit. They just got rid of their offensive coordinator. So give me Arizona State minus 5.5. Love the number.
You're going to make me pick this game, huh?
I mean, you can feel free to.
Sure, I'll take the Sun Devils. You're right. Everything you say about Washington, program is just in disarray. Sure, I'll take the Sun Devils.
Make that a clean sweep on this one. Washington is in turmoil. They don't know what the hell they're going to do. Arizona State's can be and has been a few times at least a decent team. So Arizona State clean sweep.
All right, simple enough. We'll go to ACC with an asterisk. We got Notre Dame going to Virginia. Virginia 5.5-point dogs at home. Borny, I need some stats. What's Virginia against the spread like their last 3 or 4 games? I feel like it's been decent.
I'll do that in a second. They are In their last 4, they are. Last 5, they are 4-1 against the spread. So, yeah, and they are 2-1 on the road against the spread. And they did just lose to BYU. Is that who they just played?
Yeah, that's a tough game.
This is coming off a bye. Another coming off. Virginia is coming off a bye. They trapped. We were all over that one at going to BYU. Now they're coming at home against Notre Dame. I like Virginia here, coming off a bye. Big night game. Everyone loves Notre Dame coming in. Everyone plays Notre Dame tough, especially night game. If this was at Notre Dame, I would take Notre Dame easily. But this is Virginia. I think Virginia wins. I think Virginia probably could beat them here. So definitely give me Virginia against the spread and possibly a money line play.
Interesting. This is a tough one for me. I don't have a lot of faith in Virginia. Notre Dame has not been looking spectacular, but they have been winning. So this is a tough game for me. I think I'm going to have to take. I think I'm going to take Notre Dame on this one.
I think their stud safety's out. He might be out for the year, I think, still. Virginia has a pretty decent offense, and I don't think Notre Dame's defense is that great. I don't know. I think not so fast here, Sig, as my buddy Lee Corso would say.
Yeah.
What do you think, Z?
I'm with the dog on this one. I think Virginia coming off a bye at home night game. It feels like Notre Dame hasn't played a road game in a month and a half, so I wouldn't be surprised if Notre Dame squeaks out with a field goal win. But give me the points at home. This is one of those spots. Ranked team comes in, unranked dog at home. So give me Virginia, and I like what the dog said as well. Sprinkle about half a unit on the money line play as well.
Notre Dame is 4-0 in their last 4 against the spread, so I guess there's something. But like you said, Z, they haven't played a road game since early October, and that was at Virginia Tech. So they don't play a lot of road games. This team only two true road games all year. The one at Wisconsin was Soldier Field. Other than that, they all been home. So.
Yeah, it's funny how that works.
Just nothing to see here.
All right, we'll keep it in the ACC. We got the NC State Wolfpack going against Wake, and somehow I skipped the line. Does anybody have the line on this?
Let me pull it up here. I gotta find it. Oh, you're on me a toast. What time is the game? Oh, I got it.
+1 for NC.
I got it at 2.5 right now. Wake Forest. So
I was on DraftKings half hour ago, and they had it at -1 for Wake Forest. But either way, it's pretty tight.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, so pretty much a pick 'em.
I'm gonna say,
This is
I'm gonna say fuck Wake Forest. I'm over Wake Forest. Fuck them. Overrated. Fucking no defense. The only thing I'm taking NC State, and I'm taking the over on this. I've never seen trash defense like Wake Forest. Fuck them.
Sounds like Sig. Sounds like Sig had to sell his car after last weekend.
I did. I'm telling you. I was out picking up fucking cans to turn in.
He was picking up cans. I love it. What is it? 2.5. I'm gonna.
No, we just established it's number.
It's 1.5. I'm sorry. It's 1.5. It's 1.5. Whatever. I'll take Wake at home. Give me Wake at home. Sorry, Sig. I'm going to bounce back game. Tough loss against North Carolina. A lot of points. Give me Wake at home. I still think they're a good team. So yeah, fuck it. Give me Wake going against Sig here. Good offense.
I'm going to go the Wolfpack. They have a decent defense, so Wake Forest isn't going to be able to score 70 points, and obviously Wake Forest defense is trash. So give me the Wolfpack money line. Obviously,
I don't know what this game.
1 point doesn't matter, so give me the fucking money line.
I don't know what this game means for football standings. Do you have any idea? I don't know. I need to pull that up. Wake's still in the lead. They're in different sides, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think NC State's very close to Pittsburgh right now, so this is a must-win for them. I think all of them are from here on out. take it down the SEC. So we'll take it down the SEC. We got Arkansas going to LSU. LSU plus 2.5 at home. Home dogs to Arkansas. I love the number here. Arkansas has been pretty good to me. LSU, obviously, I think that's all they had left in the tank last weekend was against Alabama. Obviously, Orgeron's gone, so I think they were like, let's beat Alabama. They didn't do it, so I think this is the point in the season where the team finally just packs it in. So give me Arkansas. I'm going to take Arkansas.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think LSU was thinking, you know what? Even if we could beat Alabama, at least we can say that we did that and, cancel out the rest of their shitty season. But they got beat. I feel like any of the good players are going to be like, you know what? I really don't want to get hurt playing in a game that doesn't matter. So I'm just going to kind of phone it in the rest of the year. And Arkansas has been also very good to me this year. So I'm going to take Arkansas minus 2.5 on this one.
You guys are crazy. I'm taking LSU Tigers at home, night game, Death Valley, Happy Valley. Which one is it? What valley are we talking about here? Yeah, Death Valley. Two tough road losses against Ole Miss and Bama. They covered last week against Bama, obviously, pretty good win. You might be right. It might waste it all, but I like a night game coming home. Ed Orgeron's last 3 games, maybe his last night game at LSU. I think his team comes out firing for him. They get a win here against Arkansas, who has been struggling. They have lost. They have not covered the spread in 3 games in a row. Obviously, won twice, but not impressively. So yeah, give me LSU at home. I love a night game at LSU. So yeah.
Yeah, that is obviously a tough spot to win. So it'll be an interesting game. Keep an eye on it. We'll see what happens. So we got TCU going to Okie Light. Okie Light favored by 13 at home. TCU, a huge win last weekend against Baylor. I like Okie Light. I like them at home. Their defense is good. I think they squeak out. If this was over 14, I think you take TCU. I think the Cowboys win by 14 on the dot. So give me Okie Light.
Yep, I'm with you, Z. Oklahoma State's going to win night game at home. TCU coming off a big win, big emotional win against Baylor. These games are easy to pick. Oklahoma State just had a nice road win against West Virginia. That was impressive. So, yeah, give me Oklahoma State at home. Night game, easy.
Clean.
This could be a lock for me, honestly. It's Oklahoma State. You know what, Z? Do it. Put the fucking lock on it. Yeah, locking it up.
Boom. Threw the sweater on it. Orange and black sweater.
It.
Clean sweep on this one. Oklahoma State at home. TCU let down. We're going to be flat. Oklahoma State's they're going to be ready to play at home. Oklahoma State on this one.
Yeah, they got to keep winning too. They're 5-1 in the conference, so
yeah, they got a chance.
Losing was who? Yeah, TCU's obviously out of it, but yeah, Oklahoma State's got to keep. Is the Big 12? They just go top 2, right? There's no sides.
Yeah, so technically, if they win out, they obviously play Oklahoma last week, and then it would be a rematch the very next week.
Yeah, so Oklahoma State keeps winning here. Yeah, and TCU, obviously, their head coach is gone, so Gary Patterson is out.
All right, let's hop into some of the marquee games. We've got a big rivalry game in the SEC. Georgia going to Tennessee. Tennessee 20-point dogs at home. Huge win last week against Kentucky. Nice little bounce back for them. But very hard, very, very hard to bet against Georgia right now, so I'm on the dogs. Love the number minus 20. I think they'll win by about 24.
Yeah, I like Georgia in this one too. They're just the best team in the country. They started very sluggish, last week. But they got their shit together quickly and then just put a beat down on them. So I like Georgia in this one also, even though it's in Tennessee. They're just too damn good. They're just too damn good.
That's the thing. Well, that's the thing about Georgia is their defense is so fucking good that, even if their offense is struggling, that defense is going to keep them in every single game.
Yeah, their defense is unreal. So that's why I'm on Georgia. You just don't bet against Georgia. I don't think Tennessee's going to score 10 points. I wonder what their implied total is. I don't think they're going to score 10 points in this game. They're until you prove me otherwise, Georgia's defense is like they've only let up.
I don't think they've let up more than 14
haven't.
yet.
3-7, 13-0, 0-10, 13-7, 6.
Wow.
That's just in 2021. That is it's insane.
Yeah,
can't even
you got
fathom
Tennessee,
it.
who's I think Hooker's back. Is he playing their quarterback?
Yeah, he's
a stud.
back,
He's
yes.
good, but it's Georgia's defense. You just take what you've been seeing all year. You just don't bet against them. It has a lot of points, but they can score and then get pick sixes so quick and turn it around. Look how many points Alabama put up on Tennessee. So I think Georgia. Yeah.
I just look back to that Arkansas game where every possession Arkansas started inside their 10-yard line. I think it's the same thing. They're so good at flipping the field that they're all, even though their offense isn't that great right now, they just have short, I'd rather drive 50 yards than 80 every single time. So yeah, it's hard to bet against Georgia. Speaking of defense and the SEC, another big game, Texas A&M going to Ole Miss. Ole Miss again, plus 2.5 dog at home. A&M coming off some big wins. Their defense looks good. The offense looks a little bit better. They're running the ball. This is a tough one. This is going to be an interesting game. This is the classic. Who do you pick in a defense versus offense matchup?
I think the difference in this is, and you noted on it, is Texas A&M has been running the ball so much better than earlier in the season. I think that's what they need to do, and I think that's going to be the difference in the game. Texas A&M's defense is always good. They're always show up for big games. I like this number 2.5, and I like Texas A&M in this game. I think they'll probably win by 7-9 on this one. I was very surprised at the number, but I'm taking Texas A&M, and I think the spread or the final for the game is going to be up in the 7-9 range.
Give me Ole Miss. I love Lane Kiffin at home at night against a decent team. I think Ole Miss at home underdogs. Come on now, Lane Kiffin's gonna have his squad going against Texas A&M here. Don't think Texas A&M is that good, even though they've played a little better lately. I think they're still frauds. For that reason, give me Ole Miss at home. That's the only reason. I'm taking Lane Kiffin. I love it.
Yeah, I was on Ole Miss on this one for a little bit. The difference to me is they constantly go for fourth down, which I love, by the way. But when you do that against a defense like Texas A&M, we saw it against Alabama's defense. When they don't convert those, they're a completely different team. I think Texas A&M gets some big stops on those crucial third and fourth downs. So I'm going to go Texas A&M. I love the number. I think they win on a walk-off field goal. So give me the Aggies.
They do have a pretty salty defense, but I don't know. I think Lane Kiffin lives for these kind of night moments against teams that he can beat. And I don't know. I'm sure he has a history with Jimbo somewhere down the line, doesn't he? Who knows?
Yeah, you would think so. All right, let's swing it out to the Big 12. Absolute monster matchup. Kind of like Ohio State, Penn State. Not as big after the Baylor loss last week, but Oklahoma going to Waco. Baylor again, plus 5.5 dog at home. Sig, this is your team. Baylor at home. Bounce back spot for them?
No, definitely a bounce back spot for Baylor. They're going to come out 5.5 point dogs at home. I am all the cans that I can scrape together. I'm throwing down on this one. This is going to be the one that gets me back to the out of the shit house and into the penthouse, as they say. I like this one so much. I think Baylor is going to win this game outright. Oklahoma has been playing just good enough to win. They've had some very close games against teams they should have blown out. And I think just like Wake Forest last week, their run is over, and it's going to show this coming weekend against Baylor. Baylor at home, money line. Victory over Oklahoma.
All right. I'm on the opposite of this one. I think Oklahoma still being ranked at 8. I mean, it's just absolutely disrespectful for an undefeated team. I think Oklahoma comes out, they make a statement. Baylor, coming off the tough loss last week. I think there's a little bit of doubt creeping into their mind. So I think Oklahoma comes in. I think they blow the doors off this one. Give me OU big.
I am 100% on your side, Z. I love Oklahoma here. Oklahoma off a bye. That's just one more week for these guys' game plan, and you got the new quarterback in there, Williams. Don't know his first name, but I know his last name is Williams. Kid's going to be a stud. Baylor coming off a tough loss. Like you said, Z, Oklahoma is getting disrespected. This is a win. They're going to have to come out and really not just win, but win big to prove to the voters that they're for real. Been playing a little bit better lately. For that reason, I love OU here. Lock it up. Lock it up, sweater bet there, Sig.
No,
how do you like that?
They are not.
Wow.
I'm telling you,
sweater bet right
they
in
are
the face.
the pretenders that Wake Forest was. They've been scraping by barely, overrated. That's why they're ranked down there as an undefeated team, because everybody knows they're truly a shit team and just scrape by, and it's going to come out this week. Baylor at home with the fake uniforms they're going to beat Oklahoma on this one, and the crowd's going to run out in their neon shirts, and you're going to see that as they storm the field. Highlighter yellow shirts as they storm the field.
Yes, sir.
Baylor.
All right. Interesting. I like it. I like the little back and forth here. All right, let's take it to Happy Valley. Pedo State getting Michigan. Borny, break it down.
I love my Wolverines here. Pretty disrespectful that they're only a 1.5 favorite. I mean, Michigan is clearly a better team in my mind. Penn State obviously just came off a win at Maryland and a close loss to Ohio State the week before that. Michigan coming off an impressive win against Indiana. You say, oh, that was an impressive win against Indiana. Yeah, it was, because you're coming off a tough loss to Michigan State, maybe a letdown spot. But no, I love my Wolverines here. They are going to move the ball, I think, very efficiently and run the ball. I think Haskins is obviously back. And I think Cora might be healthy. I'm not sure. I don't know. What are you thinking here, Sig? I'm kind of rambling.
I was very surprised that this money line on this is -1 for Michigan. I think it is disrespectful. I was very surprised at that. I honestly thought it would be up around the 7, 8, even 9 point range on this one. I think -1 to Michigan is disrespectful, and I am going to jump all over that one. That surprised me. Penn State, Penn State's Penn State. Yeah,
and it's an early game at Penn State. This isn't a night game. Like, if this was a night game, maybe it'd make me a little nervous. But Michigan's defense is awesome, and I think Clifford's still kind of banged up, and he can't. If he can't run like he normally does, Michigan's defense ends. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but they each have 8 or 7 sacks each, All-American type levels. So I think they're going to get after Clifford here. My one problem is who's going to cover fucking what's his face? Their stud Dotson. Is that his name? What's the receiver?
Yeah, Dotson. Would he have a school record last week, I believe?
So that terrifies me. Obviously, Michigan's defense through the air has not been tested that well, and I don't know who's going to play Dotson. Dotson probably is going to have a day. I don't know if there's prop bets out there, but he's the one guy. If they can lock him up, they're going to win. But that's the only thing that's going to make me nervous. But Michigan's going to move the ball, and if they can score in the red zone, unlike what they did against Michigan State, I love my Wolverines here. They got to win, keep winning, 8-2. Be 9-1. I love it. So yeah, give me Wolverines all day, baby. I'm excited.
Yeah, I don't think Clifford honestly is that good of a quarterback, to be honest with you.
And he's hurt. He can't run the ball like he's
Yeah, I think Michigan gets their shit together and figures out that they only need to cover one guy, and they cover that one guy. I think they'll be in a lot better shape. But I think Michigan's going to go in there and take care of business. And what you said earlier about being not a night game is absolutely correct. I think they'll get in there. They'll take care of it.
another tough road game for Michigan. Nebraska, which they're not that good, but still at night. You got Michigan State. So it'll be another good test. And McNamara's played well. I think he's clicking the offense. There's some guys that are banged up. You don't know in college football though if they're going to play this week. They keep that shit tight lid. So who knows? I think a couple of receivers got hurt, and obviously Corum got hurt. But I think they're fine. I'll be back. And the defense, good luck blocking our defensive ends because they are probably the best two duo in the Big Ten, if not the country. I'll say it. What do you think? What do you think, Z?
A lot of me wants to take Penn State. I think now that Michigan State lost, Michigan's still in it, and feels like typical Harbaugh fashion. He's not even going to get to the Ohio State game. This feels like a loss, but I can't trust Clifford. And I know Penn State's defense is good, but I just can't trust their offense right now. I think Michigan, like you said, Michigan's defense is very good. They're going to get pressure on them. They're going to keep the crowd out of it. So reluctantly, I'm going to take Michigan as well.
Yeah, just guard Dotson, or that's all you got to do. But just easier said than done. But he's going to have a day. I already know it. I can feel it. So whatever.
Yep. And in order to get those big chunk plays, you have to have time to throw the ball down the field. And I think they're just going to pressure Clifford all day. I think it's going to be a frustrating day for him. So I'm putting my faith in khakis. I think they make it to the Ohio State game.
That's not a hill you want to die on, bro.
I'm not dying.
Trust
I'm not
me, I
dying
do it every week, and it hurts.
All right, one last game that I had. Washington State coming to Eugene, taking on my Oregon Ducks. Oregon favored by 13.5. This is the ultimate trap game. You come off the great win last week, emotional win last week. You have Utah next week. This is a classic trap game. Washington State always plays Oregon tough. They beat them 4 years in a row when Leach was there. I'm taking Washington State plus 13.5, and I'm taking them money line, and I'm going to put a sweater on it.
He's betting against his own team,
wow.
Sick.
Unbelievable.
Here's the thing, Borny, tell me what Oregon is against the spread. What are they?
They are 3-6.
Yeah, they're horrible. They're horrible.
There you go.
Spread.
Yeah. Anthony, they started off in a 14-point hole to UCLA. They started off a 9-3 hole against Washington, and if they had any pulse on offense, probably would have blown them out. I don't trust Anthony Brown. This game is always close. It's a perfect trap game. I don't like the spot. I don't like the new ranking at number 3. So this is not even a reverse jinx. This is me being objective as a gambler. I'm taking Washington State. I'm putting 5 units on them plus 13.5. I'm taking 2 units and I'm putting it on a money line.
Folks, before you take his advice, this is a classic reverse jinx. He's reverse jinxing you guys as a fan.
Not at all.
Just bad advice from your friend, Kevin Monroe. He's a reverse jinxing you. Don't take his advice. He's going to bet all his money on Oregon on the side. Do not trust him. Yep, saying it right now. I love Oregon.
I'll tweet the receipt.
I love Oregon in this game. It's a game they got to have. The game they got to win. 14's a horrible number. Just maybe whatever. Live with a push, I guess. But give me Oregon to win. Oregon to cover the spread. Washington State has covered their last 6 spreads in a row. Kind of makes me a little nervous. 6 in a row.
I'm telling you, it's a fucking lock, bro. Put a sweater on.
That does make me nervous, but this is like my...
Don't lose your money.
This is my roulette strategy. That's 6 blacks in a row. You bet red. They're not covering the spread this game. Oregon has not looked that impressive, and I think this is a game.
Sig, you're a Vegas guy. Tell this kid when it's 6 blocks in a row, you keep betting.
You ride it until it doesn't pay. That's what you do.
Nope.
Yep. He's a Vegas guy. You got to trust the Vegas guy.
No. I think Oregon...
I'm taking Oregon at home. The only reason I'm doing that is because they are at home. They should cover. They should win. Whether or not they do cover, I don't know. They should. If they want to make the playoffs, they have to win these games, and it starts this Saturday against Washington State. So we'll see. I'm taking Oregon. I'm taking them. The only reason is because it's at home. So I'm going to take Oregon.
You guys are silly. This is a classic.
He's trying to convince
Washington State 6 spreads in a row. Oregon's 3-6. I'm telling you, as a gambler, very objectively, taking my bias out of it, Washington State is the play.
It's not as a gambler. It's a man who likes to sleep at night. And he's trying to convince himself. Okay, we know what he's doing.
It's 9:30. It's 9:30 Central Time kickoff. It's past 12 after dark. I've been down this road a
super
1,000
early
times.
game once again. Gotta love the Pac-12.
Rod Gilmore's back on the ball. This is Washington State.
Is this a lunatic guy?
Yeah, this is the guy. This is the Stanford grad that is literally
the worst announcer
of all times. I would take Beth Moen. I would take 3 Beth Moens over this guy. And
yeah, this dude is horrible. He is a horrible announcer. Yeah,
both of them.
Like I said, after that one was at the Stanford game when my wife was watching the game, and she says to me, "Well, that announcer is horrible." That tells you right there how bad that guy is.
All right, so that's about what I had on the slate this week. You guys have any late ads?
Scrolling through, not really. I think you nailed all the ones I really maybe just out of principle. I love this. New Mexico State, Alabama. Alabama is favored by 52 points. So just take New Mexico State out of principle. That's a backdoor cover written all over it. So for a fun bet, take New Mexico State.
Yeah, I saw that one also, and that one was all. I had that one as well. 52 points. Are you kidding me? Come on.
That's I mean, they easily could, but that's like Alabama goes up 42-0 in the first half and then just shuts it down.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah, one of those games.
Yeah, pulling the people in from the stands that want to play. The big donors. They put their kid a uniform on their kid and let them go out there and take a couple snaps just to finish the game out.
They were favored by 54.5 the second game of the week, and they did not cover. So they did cover 45 though. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think that's too much. I agree with you. That's just too many damn points, man.
You want to talk about Cincinnati going to USF?
Yeah.
Just talk about Cincinnati. It's a Friday night game. They're just because they're up there in the polls, they're favored by 23.5. I'm going to take Z. USF is terrible though, aren't they? Just horrific.
Yeah, they're bad. They covered against Houston last week, which absolutely shocked me. So
I think I'm going to take Cincy here. They're bad. Bad defense, bad offense. Cincinnati needs to they need to destroy teams and win easily. I think this is the game at USF. They absolutely blow up USF. So you give me that, especially first half. I like it.
Yeah, I agree.
What's the spread on this one?
23.5.
Yeah, I like Cincinnati on this one also.
Go ahead, Sig.
Yeah, both teams are 5-4 against the spread. So, but USF's defense is 105 and their offense is 109. So, so bad defense 105. So, yeah, terrible.
Yeah, this feels like a game Cincinnati. They keep hearing all week. They need more style points. USF covered against Houston. I'm going to keep it rolling. I think at USF, it's going to be a weird game. Cincinnati should have blown out Tulsa. They should have blown out Navy. They didn't. So I'm going to take USF. I'm going to take them plus 23.5. It is gross. I mean, I'm not a nighttime shower guy. I'm a morning shower guy, but I'm going to take a shower after taking USF.
I'm a night guy.
I'm a night guy.
You get bed all dirty, bro.
I'm a night guy. I agree. I'm a night guy also.
You wake up all dirty and go to work for 8 hours? What's wrong with you?
Right?
What's in your bed that is so dirty, bro?
I don't shit the bed, dude. I get up to use the restroom.
I work outside for a living, bro. So what's the point of showering in the morning?
No, that's interesting. I might have to make that I wish we had like a couple thousand followers. I'd make that a poll on Twitter.
It's definitely nighttime. You're a fucking gross ass. You shower in the morning, work all, dude.
What's the point?
God.
What's the point?
Dude, the poll would be 85 to 15 night guys. Like, you're out of your mind, bro.
I don't think so, man. I work in an office. I'm not, I'm not getting dirty. I'm not a blue collar guy.
And then there's those lunatics that'll say they do both. They'll do both. I guarantee it.
That's a psycho.
That's just disrespectful to California's reservoirs, bro. Wasting water.
Yeah, I'm an office pussy, bro. So I just wake up, go to the office.
I don't know. There's another game, just one more that stuck out. Just Big Ten bias, obviously a little bit. Northwestern, Wisconsin. I don't know if we talked about that game. Another nap game. Give me Wisconsin favored by 24.5, which just seems high. Seems high for a Wisconsin team. That their offense has kind of been clicking a little bit the last couple weeks, and their defense is still very good. Northwestern might not score 10 points here, so I'll take Wisconsin at home and this game has some implications in the Big Ten East, I believe, doesn't it? Yeah, excuse me, the Big Ten West. Wisconsin keeps rolling. They have to. They're 4-2. So yeah, give me Wisconsin here to win. Cover the spread.
Yeah, they're not out of it yet. They're close to being out of it, but I don't think they're mathematically out of it yet.
They're technically first, aren't they, in that Big Ten?
I think they're first, yeah. Because they have the tiebreak over
Minnesota
Iowa.
just lost there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like Wisconsin at home on this one. I don't. The 24 seems like a very large number, but after Northwestern's offensive explosion last weekend, I'm going to take Wisconsin at home on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you get blown out by Nebraska, who plays everybody close, you're a bad team. Wisconsin put up 52 last week. I think it's the same thing. I think they win like 42-3, something ugly like that. So give me Wisconsin.
Love it. Other than that, that's all I really saw. I just saw that one. So,
since that's officially on the slate, that just moved to number 1 nap game of the week.
Then we're moving Iowa off to number 2 nap game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're 1B now.
I like it. You guys want to talk about obviously you want to talk about the new rankings? Not super surprising, is it?
Yeah, Georgia 1, Alabama 2, Oregon 3, Ohio State 4, Cincinnati 5, and Michigan 6.
Obviously, a lot of people were kind of pissy about Michigan jumping over Sparty, but fuck them, whatever. You can't lose to.
Yeah, but that makes me nervous.
Why's that?
Well, if you're going to throw out head-to-head like they did Michigan State, they're going to throw out head-to-head for Ohio State.
Yeah, dude, Oregon's definitely getting bumped out of the year, especially if, like, I'm just saying. Well, the real problem in this fucking bracket is Oklahoma, dude. Or this, yeah.
That's gonna be over this weekend. That you won't have to worry about that after Saturday.
I hope you're right, Sig. And then obviously they hate Cincinnati. Cincinnati's not getting up there. No. I mean, they're 5, but that's a pity 5.
Yeah.
Other than that, they got Notre Dame at 9, which is they're done. Oklahoma State 10. I don't think so. I don't know. A lot of chaos could still happen. There's still 3 games left. Michigan keeps winning out. Obviously, if Michigan wins out and they go to the Big Ten championship, which is probably not happening. But they could sneak in there. It's kind of nice to see my team at 6. Even it's weird that your team's at 6 and you just feel like so about it. It's how college football is these days. Like if there was a playoff, obviously we talked about it. It'd be so exciting because everybody has a bad week. So, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Georgia 1. A lot of people are pretty butthurt about Bama being 2, which I
disagree with that.
You think they should or shouldn't be?
I don't think
I would say flip-flop Cincinnati and Bama. I mean, Cincinnati, whatever. They're 9-0. If they want to be 2, say 2. Whatever. You're 9-0. Whatever. Put Oklahoma at 4. Bump Ohio State to bump everyone down. They are undefeated.
Well, it's Alabama at 2, and it's the fact that they pack all these SEC teams in the top 25 to make their resume look better. Like Auburn was ranked, and Penn State's not, and Penn State beat Auburn, same record.
Yeah.
Like Penn State should be ranked. Mississippi State was in the rankings. They should. I don't. It's just it's bias. It's SEC. It's ESPN in bed. It's all for drama, but I disagree with Bama.
I would have mine would be Georgia. Put Cincinnati 2. Fuck it. Put 3. you could have Oregon 4 be, I don't know. Oklahoma is 9-0, but Ohio State, and I'll put Oklahoma there. Then after 4 could be anybody. I think 1, 2, whatever. It's hard. It's hard to say. It's crazy.
It is. We've been seeing it all year. It's Georgia and everybody else. I think you could make your own ranking, and I probably wouldn't disagree with it. Sig, what do you have for your top 6 right now?
I've got Georgia, Ohio State, Alabama, Oregon, Oklahoma, Cincinnati.
So you're one of these guys that doesn't think head to head. Like, why even play the games then?
Because because it's about style points with me.
Style points?
Yeah. You got to run over
BCS
people,
guy.
man. If you want to be, you got to run over people. That's get you style points.
You're a bit.
Yeah, but nobody's run over anybody besides
there you
Georgia.
go. So that's, it's like dice. You just throw them out, and wherever they land, you're like, I guess I can see that.
Sig's a big computer guy.
Oklahoma's going down this weekend. That's why they're out. And Cincinnati is another Wake Forest.
A preemptive ranking.
Yeah. Cincinnati is another Wake Forest. They're going to be shit canned. And Oklahoma is going to lose this weekend to Baylor. So those 2 clowns are going to be out anyway. So
love it.
I locked Oklahoma right in your face, Sig. So
you're going to be very sad. You're going to be very
Baylor.
sad.
You were all over Baylor last week, and I think they got whooped up on.
That wasn't at home. They got to have those uniforms, dude. They got to have those uniforms. That's their mojo. Their mojo is the uniforms.
Yeah. The pea green and the highlighter yellow. What a
Marshall's
combo.
Uniform. That's what their mojo.
The Marshall's knockoff. So I had Georgia 1, Michigan number 2, Oklahoma number 3, and Texas A&M number 4.
Disrespectful, my Wolverine. I know what you're fucking doing, bro.
I'm not doing anything. They lost to number 3 team in the country. Like, Michigan's still a 1-loss team.
Where'd you put Oregon?
I got to Oregon 5, Ohio State number
he's
6.
Fucking putting his own team at 5. I know what you're doing, dude. It's like, get out of here with that shit.
I'm not doing anything. I had Texas A&M number 4. They look very impressive.
5.
I think they still win the West. I think Alabama loses to Auburn. I think Texas A&M wins the West.
Reverse jinx card has been tore up. You can't use it every week, bro.
I'm not reverse jinxing.
Okay. Whatever.
I have Michigan number 2. They've looked impressive. They lost to Michigan State. They controlled most of the game. Michigan State's not a bad team at all. So I got Michigan.
Mm-hmm. All right, whatever. Fun week. This is a good week. Should be another good one.
Yeah, should be a good one. College basketball started. Had Duke last night. That was a big cover. I do have a lock for Friday. Villanova travels all the way out to UCLA. It's a number 2 versus number 4 matchup.
Haul.
The game is at 8:30 Pacific time. Like, that's normally Villanova's bedtime. So I don't know I can't remember what the spread is, but UCLA is a lock at home. Take that shit. Put the mortgage on it. Start your weekend off with a winner.
College basketball. I don't know. Sig, do you bet much college basketball? I really don't.
I don't bet no damn college basketball.
Let alone basketball's the fucking hardest, most frustrating sport ever to bet on.
It is. It's the second easiest sport to throw besides horse racing. Horse racing is the easiest for somebody to throw a victory, and then second to that is basketball.
Mm-hmm. That's the one sport.
That's coming from a Vegas guy. He knows what's rigged and what's not.
A lot of I don't remember what I was going to say. I totally blacked out there. Yeah. Oh yeah, college is one of those sports where the refs can literally dictate points. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's the same way in NBA. NBA refs are pretty sus.
The most sus.
Yeah.
All right, boys, we do it.
Yeah, I think so. Another week. Had a couple technical difficulties. We'll get it figured out. Follow us on Twitter at OnlyBetsPod. Once again, if by some miracle you come across this podcast and you enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Another weekend on the horizon, boys. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Later, boys.
Good luck.
Go blue. Go blue, baby.
Let's go, Baylor.
All right.